Media Coursework Evaluation 7. Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learnt in the progression from it to the full product? Looking at my preliminary task, I really do see how far I have come across this course. I now see how many flaws and errors my preliminary task has. And I do see how maybe if I were to pay more attention or to implement more things, my preliminary task wouldn't be so bad. But my preliminary task is a reflection of what I knew and what I understood at the start of the course. I've learned so many helpful tools that would have made my preliminary task so much better, thanks to the fact that I've learned a lot more camera shots, angles and editing tips. And if I had the opportunity to redo my preliminary, I would. I would do this because I would want to create the atmosphere that was intended, and not for things such as poor editing or poor camera shots and angles take away from the viewing experience. What I've learned mostly about the preliminary task was the importance of camera shots and angles. This in many cases can define a film or production, and in my case can really define what the entire production is about. I'd also not break the 180-degree rule, because that does break continuity, and the rule is there to help the flow of the production and to help make just scenes flow and move better. Now, focus on my editing. As you can see from these photos, there were some visual bugs when I was editing the preliminary task. This was a time where I didn't really know how to edit properly, and I didn't really know much about rendering or how to do it properly, and therefore avoiding bugs such as that. At the time, this was something I didn't really know how to fix, but now, thanks to the course and through what I've learned throughout the course, I can now easily just fix all graphical errors and issues with editing and rendering. Okay, now moving on to the camera work of the preliminary task. I haven't really planned anything when shooting the shots for the task. I mostly just went along with the flow. I didn't really have a plan. I just kind of just got a camera and just started filming. I broke the 180 rule many times, which was really, it was unintentional because I didn't really know about the rule, and also I now know the importance of the rule, because looking at my preliminary task, it just doesn't look perfect. However, there was one shot that did look okay during my preliminary task. It was a shot where it was focusing on a character sitting down and interacting with a different character, and it was just their body speaking, and it really did show importance, and I felt that if any shots in the preliminary task were important or effective, it would be that one. So building on that, I saw that that kind of idea worked, so what I did was I implemented something like that into From Sweden with Love. I also did this near the start of the opening to show importance and a sense of suspense. So with the camera work, I learned from my lessons, I used resources efficiently, and I also took away what worked from my preliminary task and implemented it in From Sweden with Love to build upon what I already can do well. To conclude, I have used my preliminary task to learn from my mistakes, build on what I can do, and use my resources that I have and use them to the fullest of their capabilities.